Next at noon, the concern over pre-existing conditions in healthcare continues to be a sticking point for many. Colorado's Mike Kaufman says for him, it's a no vote.
I'm surprised at how many people were affected by this. Smart people, vigilant people.
Seems innocent enough. An email inviting you to view a Google document from a trusted contact, but open it and hackers instantly have access to your Gmail account and password. And watch as this man just jogs away after damaging a $3 million work of art in Aspen. Police need your help finding him. And warm and dry for the next few days with real summer-like temperatures on tap. 9 News at noon is next.
This is 9 News.
Good afternoon. House Republicans are set to push their health care bill through today. We are waiting on a special report. As soon as that vote happens, we will be taking that from NBC. We're getting a live look at the health care debate in the House. A vote is likely to be taken any time now. Colorado Republican Representative Mike Kaufman has said that he would vote no on the plan because he's concerned that a small percentage of those with pre-existing conditions may still not be protected. 9 News reporter Vida Urbonis is in the Information Center with more on the health care debate happening in the House.
Yes, passion was high on both sides of the aisle as the House of Representatives approached a high-stakes vote on a Republican health care bill. House GOP leaders surprised many when they announced last night that a vote would take place today on changing major elements of Obamacare. Democrats blasted the new plan, claiming it will result in fewer people being covered and out-of-reach premiums for seniors and those with pre-existing conditions. Republicans, though, sounded pleased that they finally live up to the promise to replace the Affordable Care Act.
Who is it that's going out there and saying that pre-existing conditions won't be covered? It is the exact same group of people that went out there and lied to the face of every single American, telling them that if they liked their plan, they would keep their plan. If they liked their doctor, they would keep their doctor.
Collapsing. If you look at what's happening in Iowa right now, 94 and 99 counties, there isn't going to be a plan. So if you've got, all this debate about pre-existing conditional, you're not going to have access to insurance, period, if we don't fix this.
Last-minute negotiations to protect people with pre-existing conditions helped push more Republicans to back the bill. But some analysts say coverage for many of those with pre-existing conditions will still skyrocket. In the Information Center, Vida Urbonis, 9 News.
Vida, thank you. We have some breaking news this midday. South Metro fire rescue crews are on scene of a confirmed plane crash in Centennial Airport right now. This image is sent to us from fire crews on that location. This was a single-engine aircraft accident. One person, we are told, was on board. No word on their condition. As soon as we have more information, we will bring that to you. Well, after a chilly few days this week, temperatures getting back to what it probably should feel like at the beginning of May. More summer-like temperatures for sure. In Denver and Boulder, a lot of the same, sunny with a slight breeze. Meteorologist Danielle Grant joins us now with more on the forecast. She's outside. That sunshine has got to feel so good right about now.
Amazing, especially when you think back, Christine, last weekend when we were covered in snow out here. Bundle up in our winter jackets. Not the case today. It's feeling like spring as temperatures once again are making their way into the 60s, possibly 70s by this afternoon. We're sitting at 64 out of DIA, same in Boulder, a little bit warmer out there in Fort Collins, and nothing but sunshine up and down the I-25 corridor. We are looking good. Low 60s in Idaho Springs right now. The 60s take us along the I-76 corridor, 58 in Steamboat Springs, and we're in the low 60s further to the south. Across the downtown Denver metro area, the view from Cheeseman Park just fantastic. Take the dog for a walk, a quick spin around the park this afternoon, maybe hop on the mountain bike, get some quick exercise. It should be just beautiful. We'll be in the upper 60s right there around dinner time, maybe even fire up the grill. It should be a nice night out there. It's quiet on HD Doppler 9 across the state. No wet weather for us, at least to deal with today. Really, the thick of it is going to be across portions of the northwest, or I should say, parts of the Midwest moving into the south. We're looking at heavy rain. Once again, the threat for seeing some flash flooding out there. A very pleasant evening on our hands tonight, and then the heat's on. Mother Nature cranking up the dial for us as we head toward the weekend. A lot of fun events going on, and we're going to be looking at some sunshine. Christine will let you know if we might find a couple of quick little thunderstorms that cruise through the area this weekend. Next week, maybe a better chance for rain.
Okay. I love that sunshine guy with the shades on. That's going to be us this weekend.
And that big smile.
Lots of events happening, including the Derby Party.
It should be a good one for sure.
All right, Danielle, I'll talk to you in a bit. Thanks. Drug raids are underway throughout the Denver metro area right now. Law enforcement source confirms to 9 wants to know that the FBI and the Metro Gang Task Force are conducting the raids. The arrest started early this morning and happening in multiple jurisdictions. We will continue to update this story as we learn more information and it develops. We'll talk about bizarre. This guy walks into Aspen's Opera Gallery, damages a $3 million work of art piece, then starts jogging away when confronted by an employee. Security cameras caught most of this. The man appeared to be clad in all black, sunglasses, and a newsboy cap as he sauntered into the gallery. Aspen police say it was a silk-screened, untitled work by Christopher Wool that was vandalized. No idea on the guy's motive here. If you think you know who this is, you are asked to contact Aspen Police. That number is 970-920-5310. A homicide investigation at the Riviera Motel in Aurora blocked off several streets and forced Boston Elementary School to go on lockout briefly this morning. Aurora SWAT responded to several calls about gunshots in the area. Police say the situation is now resolved, but they say they are not sure at this point if the man that they have in custody for robbery is related to the homicide. On the National Day of Prayer, President Donald Trump made good on a campaign promise that he made to religious groups. That promise to give them more political freedom. In signing the order, he relaxes enforcement of the Johnson Amendment, which banned tax-exempt organizations like churches from political speech. Now, churches will be able to endorse or oppose political candidates. The order also provides regulatory relief for organizations that object to a provision in the Affordable Care Act. That provision mandates employers provide health coverage for contraception. After 3 decades on the job, rumors of U.S. Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy considering retirement are starting to surface. The 80-year-old justice was nominated by President Reagan back in 1987. He's been moderate swing vote on many of the court-closed decisions. Now, his departure would give President Trump a second Supreme Court nomination and the chance to give conservatives control of the court for a decade or more. House Democrats killed a bill blocking sanctuary cities from receiving federal dollars, but nationally, the fight is far from over. 9 News reporter Jessica O explains why a recent ruling by a federal judge may block President Trump's executive order altogether.
More than 300 cities across the country consider themselves sanctuary cities, including 2 very popular spots in Colorado, in Denver and Boulder. So this certainly has the potential to have a big impact, despite the fact that it was voted down in Colorado yesterday. Essentially, this bill would have taken away federal funding for any local jurisdiction that did not comply with a federal immigration law. This was an idea encouraged initially by the White House when President Trump signed the executive order to withhold federal funding for sanctuary cities back in January. You may remember this bill hit some roadblocks. The last one was just last week when a federal judge in San Francisco partially blocked President Trump's executive order. The judge said that Trump actually does have the power to withhold some funding, but said it would violate several principles in the Constitution. There is now a lawsuit in the works over that issue. And this is significant because it's something that lawmakers actually brought up in court in Colorado yesterday, noting that there may be more challenges to passing this bill than they initially thought because there is some ambiguity around it as well. Keep in mind there is no legal definition that defines sanctuary city. Again, the House committee shot this party line bill down at the Capitol yesterday, but this certainly is an issue that lawmakers across the country will have their eyes on as they wait to see what happens with that lawsuit, and the White House says it plans on appealing. At the Capitol, I'm Jessica O, 9 News.
Jessica, thank you. A historic announcement from Buckingham Palace this morning. Prince Philip, one of the most important people in the Queen's life, standing down from royal duties. At 95 years old, he will no longer carry out public engagements. This morning, media swarmed after news of this highly unusual emergency meeting taking place at Buckingham Palace. We now know the announcement coming was that he would be stepping back. The palace was quick to underscore that the Queen will be carrying out her engagements as usual. Well, summer-like temperatures to start the weekend sounds pretty good, right? But it won't last the entire time. Meteorologist Daniel Grant has your forecast coming up next. Well, hey, it might look like it's pretty great in Denver right now, right? But the Midwest and South are dealing with deadly flooding there. 5 people have died as a result so far. St. Louis is cut off from towns to its southeast because roads are underwater. In Louisiana, a school bus full of kids came dangerously close to tipping over. Look at that video. The kids were all rescued and are doing okay. Everywhere you look, there's water.
I've set my alarm for like every 45 minutes to wake up and go out and check the road to see how far it's come up. I'm wanting this rain to stop.
Water surging through a levee breach northeast of Little Rock. Officials warning it is a life-threatening situation there. The Black River 10 feet above flood stage. National Guard troops around Little Rock are urging thousands there to find higher ground. Well, stormtroopers have taken over DIA. As you can see, DIA search dogs have been transformed too. May the 4th be with you, folks.